Peter, are you all right?
No, not exactly. Whatever it is, somebody has to stop it.
With great power comes...
Spider-Man 2002 stands as a defining moment in superhero cinema, a film that helped shape how comic book stories could be told on the big screen with emotional sincerity, spectacle, and relatability. Rather than treating its hero as a distant icon, the movie grounds its story in the everyday struggles of an ordinary young man, showing how extraordinary power can magnify personal responsibility. The film captures a balance between wonder and realism, presenting a world that feels recognizable while still allowing room for a comic book imagination. Its tone blends youthful optimism with tragedy, humor with heartbreak, and action with character-driven drama, making it resonate far beyond its genre. The story is set in New York City, portrayed not just as a backdrop but as a living, breathing presence that shapes the hero's journey. Skyscrapers, crowded streets, and quiet neighborhoods all contribute to the sense that this is a city full of people worth protecting. The film opens by introducing Peter Parker as a shy, intelligent high school student who lives with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben. He is kind-hearted but awkward, often overlooked and underestimated by his peers. His life is defined by financial struggles, social isolation, and a deep sense of responsibility toward his family, even before he gains any superhuman abilities. Peter's transformation begins during a school field trip, where a genetically altered spider bites him, setting off a chain of changes that slowly redefine his body and his future. At first, these changes manifest subtly through heightened senses, increased strength, and an uncanny ability to cling to surfaces. The film takes time to explore Peter's confusion and excitement as he discovers these powers, allowing the audience to share in his sense of wonder. This gradual build-up makes his transformation feel earned rather than sudden, emphasizing that becoming Spider-Man is as much an emotional journey as it is a physical one. As Peter experiments with his abilities, the movie explores the temptation that comes with power. Instead of immediately choosing heroism, he initially uses his strength for personal gain, entering wrestling matches and imagining a future free from his usual limitations. These moments are crucial because they highlight Peter's humanity. He is not perfect, and his mistakes are driven by understandable desires for recognition, independence, and escape from hardship. The film makes it clear that power alone does not make a hero. The choices made with that power are what truly matter. The emotional core of the film deepens through Peter's relationship with Uncle Ben, whose wisdom and moral guidance serve as the story's backbone. Uncle Ben is portrayed as a gentle but firm presence, offering lessons about integrity, kindness, and accountability. His words about responsibility become the thematic foundation of the entire story, shaping Peter's understanding of what it means to do the right thing. When tragedy strikes and Peter loses Uncle Ben due to a decision rooted in selfishness, the weight of that loss becomes the defining moment of his life. This turning point transforms guilt into purpose, pushing Peter to embrace his role as a protector rather than a bystander. Parallel to Peter's journey is the rise of the film's antagonist, Norman Osborn, a brilliant but unstable scientist and industrialist. Norman's story mirrors Peter's in important ways, creating a dark reflection of what unchecked ambition and power can become. Through a dangerous experiment, Norman enhances his own abilities, but at the cost of his sanity. His transformation into the Green Goblin represents a descent into chaos, where intelligence and power are corrupted by ego, fear, and a desire for control. This contrast between hero and villain strengthens the narrative, as both characters grapple with altered identities shaped by scientific intervention. The relationship between Peter Parker and Norman Osborn adds complexity to the conflict. Norman is not just a distant enemy. He is connected to Peter's personal life, making the eventual confrontation deeply emotional. This connection blurs the line between heroism and tragedy, as the villain is not purely evil but a man consumed by his own inner demons. The film uses this dynamic to explore themes of duality, showing how similar beginnings can lead to vastly different outcomes depending on one's choices and values. Mary Jane Watson plays a vital role in grounding Peter's emotional world. She is portrayed as more than just a love interest, representing dreams, vulnerability, and the desire for escape from a difficult home life. Peter's feelings for her are sincere but complicated by his responsibilities and insecurities. Their relationship adds emotional stakes to the story, as Peter struggles with the fear that getting close to someone could put them in danger. This tension between personal happiness and self-sacrifice reinforces the film's central theme, showing that heroism often comes at a personal cost. The supporting characters enrich the story by adding warmth, humor, and realism. Aunt May embodies compassion and resilience, offering emotional support even as she faces her own grief. Her quiet strength reinforces the idea that heroism exists in everyday acts of kindness, not just in grand displays of power. Other characters contribute to the world building, making Peter's environment feel lived in and authentic. These interactions help balance the film's larger-than-life action with intimate, human moments. Visually, Spider-Man 2002 was groundbreaking for its time, bringing comic book action to life with dynamic movement and a sense of scale that felt exhilarating. The web-swinging sequences through New York City capture a sense of freedom and exhilaration, making the audience feel as though they are soaring alongside the hero. These scenes are not just technical showcases but expressions of Peter's growing confidence and acceptance of his new identity. The visual effects serve the story rather than overshadow it, enhancing the emotional impact of key moments. The action scenes are carefully structured to reflect character development. Early confrontations are messy and uncertain, showing Peter's inexperience and fear. As the story progresses, his movements become more controlled and purposeful, reflecting his growth into the role of Spider-Man. The battles with the Green Goblin are intense and personal, emphasizing physical pain and emotional conflict rather than flashy spectacle alone. Each fight pushes Peter closer to understanding what it truly means to be a hero. The film's pacing allows the story to breathe, giving equal weight to character moments and action. Quiet scenes of reflection, grief, and doubt are given space alongside explosive set pieces. This balance ensures that the audience remains emotionally invested, not just entertained. The narrative unfolds in a way that feels natural, guiding viewers through Peter's transformation without rushing key developments. Music and sound design play a crucial role in shaping the film's emotional tone. The score captures both the heroic grandeur and the underlying sadness of Peter's journey. Sweeping themes accompany moments of triumph, while softer melodies underscore loss and introspection. The music enhances the storytelling without overwhelming it, reinforcing the emotional highs and lows that define the film. In terms of overview, Spider-Man 2002 presents a complete origin story that establishes its hero, world, and moral framework with clarity and care. It introduces audiences to a version of Spider-Man that feels faithful to the spirit of the character while adapting it for a modern cinematic audience. The film does not rely solely on spectacle but builds its impact through relatable emotions and timeless themes. The cast plays a significant role in the film's success, delivering performances that balance sincerity and larger-than-life presence. The portrayal of Peter Parker captures vulnerability, intelligence, and awkward charm, making his transformation believable and compelling. The antagonist is brought to life with intensity and nuance, avoiding caricature and instead presenting a tragic figure shaped by ambition and loss. Supporting performances add depth and emotional authenticity, grounding the fantastical elements in human experience. The plot carefully weaves together personal drama and superhero action, ensuring that every major event serves character development. The story's structure allows viewers to understand Peter's motivations at every stage, making his choices feel earned rather than forced. Each turning point builds on the last, leading to a climax that feels emotionally and thematically satisfying. Regarding release, the film arrived at a time when superhero movies were beginning to gain mainstream acceptance, but had not yet reached the saturation seen in later years. Its arrival marked a shift in how such stories were perceived, proving that comic book adaptations could achieve both commercial success and emotional resonance. The film's release was met with widespread attention, driven by excitement for seeing a beloved character brought to life with modern filmmaking techniques. Trailer material for the movie focused on showcasing its sense of wonder, highlighting the transformation, the web swinging, and the iconic imagery of Spider-Man against the New York skyline. These previews emphasized both action and emotion, signaling that the film would be more than just a spectacle. The promotional approach helped build anticipation by capturing the spirit of the character while hinting at the dramatic stakes of the story. Ultimately, Spider-Man 2002 endures because it understands the heart of its hero. It tells a story about growing up, making mistakes, and learning that true strength lies in responsibility and compassion.